how do you make money is like a question that everyone is asking all the time, always, right? And on the internet, the answer has been for a while advertising. And in some way it's been Web2's best friend and worst enemy at the same time, right? Advertisers. The obvious question is, will we see ads on Web3? And of course we will, but how?
Well, I mean, there has to be, right? There has to be advertising to some degree. There has to be some sort of sustainable revenue streams. If we think we're just going to cut this off overnight, then, you know, we're kind of naive. We don't understand the fundamentals of business, right? But I think the value of exchange is going to fundamentally change within Web3. So basically, one of the fundamental definitions of the metaverse is basically an environment of NFTs, right? So non-fungibles around us, where smart contracts are abound and everything that can be seen, touched, experienced can be bought through an NFT. That is the
You're talking about an immersive
I'm talking about an immersive. It doesn't even have to be immersive. It can be an AR layer or something on top of it. But basically, that land, that experience, that interaction, that whatever you are going through within Web3 is going to come through a transactional value. To get this transaction going, you have to mint it, right? You have to buy something off the blockchain. And there's typically associated with any purchase, there's going to be like gas fees or network fees and all that stuff. So, but the user is still responsible right now. The user or the target audience is still responsible currently for buying these assets and paying those fees, the network fees or the gas fees. Whereas hypothetically, imagine I was sitting in this, say, Ariana Grande, not that I would, but imagine I went to this concert in the virtual world, and I wanted to go buy an accessory maybe for my avatar that I was wearing, and I went to the local stand there in this virtual world, and I wanted to buy Ariana Grande. It's a terrible example, but
I think it's a pretty good example.
So maybe I want to buy one of these T-shirts that my avatar can actually wear long term after the event has taken place. Now, to buy this NFT T-shirt, there's going to be a gas fee associated to it because basically I'm purchasing it. So what if I was an advertiser and I would say, okay, hang on. Now I know there's going to be this inherent transactional exchange that's going to take place, and there's this additional gas or network fee that's going to obviously need to confirm the transaction. If I'm an advertiser, why don't I go, okay, I'll pay for that gas fee, whatever the percentage is. But in doing so, all I ask for is a moment of your time. Your attention for a couple seconds, right? Me as the user or the target market might sit there and go, well, I'm saving myself really the gas fee. I'm not going to be paying that. I get the item that I wanted to purchase anyway. And sure, you get my attention because I'm building, it's an opt-in experience. You've asked for my permission. Can I get your attention? And I've got an option, of course, right? If I don't want to get your ad, I can mint it and I can incur the cost myself. If I do want to save some money, which most people probably will, they'll say, sure, you can have, 30 seconds or maybe even less, 10 seconds of my attention, and then, you'll pay for that gas fee. Perfect, right? So now we've got the environment that is being subsidized by advertising and making the cost experience as less or low impact as possible. I'm the user. I'm getting the item that I wanted to purchase. I'm giving my attention that I've opted into. It's permission based, and the advertiser has now come into this environment through a seamless, frictionless, permission-based exchange. So let's take a step back. Web 1 or Web 2, it was very much the publisher or the advertiser that were doing the exchange, right? The person in the middle, who was us, and we, the whole cliche, if the platform's free, we are the product, right? So they were buying and selling us. We were the audience segmentation. We were the data point, right? So the publisher and the advertiser, they're the ones that walk out with the benefit, right? So me as the user, I'm getting the ad. I'm clicking on this ad if it's relevant. Typically it's typically sometimes a hit and miss, right? But I'm still going to then go to the advertiser to buy something. So I'm the one that's incurring the cost. It's my data, right? Shouldn't I be getting something for that, right? Whereas this three-way of exchange now suddenly completely changes that value exchange. It levels the playing field to a degree.